good place to start is to congratulate old grandpa there. Cookie's daughter, Gabby, just had a little baby boy.
No way.
Yeah, Walker. So
congrats, big guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, man. He hit the grandpa stage before I did. So
wow.
Yeah. Turned 42 and 5 days later he was born.
Awesome. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to welcome everybody that's tuning in with us. I think you could tell we're excited to be on. Little reunion taking place. 2009 Stanley Cup team. I know a lot of you Pens fans remember that was a special run. Special run for me too. That was my first year as chaplain, and great group of guys that just kind of caught lightning in a bottle, and one for the ages. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But the other thing these guys all have in common is they've all been to Haiti with me, with the Pittsburgh Kids Foundation, 2 separate trips. We'll be hearing about that as well. And, for those of you who have been with us for a while, you know that usually at this time of the year we gather together for our PKF Gala. And obviously not able to do that this year because of what's going on. But I thought, hey, what a great opportunity maybe to get some of your old friends from Galas past back together from different parts of the world and catch up with them a little bit. And so we hope you'll enjoy it. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna turn it over to Case in a second. But I do want you to know that we've got Together for Good going on. It's a fundraising campaign instead of our gala. Our goal is to raise $150,000, and we started this morning, and we're already at $79,000. So we're excited about that. We can sure use your help. So a little special deal for you guys. Anybody that logs on and buys a golden ticket between now and midnight, they're $100. We got a lot of great prizes and autographed Team Pens helmets, Deep Creek House, diamond earrings. So it's worth your while. But also as a special incentive, a few years back, Jordan purchased and signed 1,000 of these T-shirts for us. And we raised $25,000
Wow.
to help feed kids in Haiti. That was a great time. Stallsy's hand's still a little tired from that.
It's a little sore, but I'll be all right.
Well, we actually held a few back for times like this, so a little special incentive. Anybody that buys a golden ticket tonight, in the memo blank, just tell us your size. Just say Staal, whatever your size is, and we'll send you an autographed T-shirt just for doing that tonight. So I'm going to shut up, Case. I'm going to let you take it away. Maybe a good thing to start with is just catching up with these guys, see what they've been up to the last couple of years.
Yeah, cool, Brad. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you do and everything. It's good to see you guys, man. It's been a few years, and man, why don't we start there? Why don't we start with what's going on in everybody's life? Talbot, I know you were like in Russia recently or something, so why don't we start with you, Talbot? Fill us in on what's going on with you, and then we'll go down to Stalsy and Cookie.
Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you. It's been I got this picture right there. I'm gonna show you in a second. It's us in Haiti at the airport with a little cold one right after our trip. Still got this in my office from our trip back in Haiti in 2010. But life's going very fast. I got 3 little ones, 6, 4, and 3, which we were in Russia just 18 months ago. Still playing. I went there with my family for 3 seasons after my last 2016 season in Boston. And now I work as a player agent. So I'm trying to help the guys. I work with my player agent, Pat Brisson with CIA. So I'm basically, mentoring some young guys to make their dream reality. Like lucky we were to play in the NHL and win a Stanley Cup. So that's what I've been. That's what's taking my time right now. But I missed you guys. It's nice to see you.
Good to see you too, Talbot. Real quick, how was your time in Russia? How was that experience?
It was unreal. It was really, really awesome. Like sometimes I got the little time off, and I think about all the experiences we lived. Like today, we're showing pictures actually of the kids growing up there, going to kindergarten, the culture, the way that Russians really do things very well. They take care of the kids. They're very proud people. Learn a lot. Made some great friends, and hockey was awesome. I lived in Moscow my last season. It was great cultural experience.
Oh, that's great, man. What about you, Stalsy? We know you're still doing your thing. Can you fill us in on what's going on in the Staal household right now?
Yeah, the Staal household sounds a lot like Talbot. I got 3 little ones, 5, 4, and 1. So we're busy with that, obviously. Yeah, and still plugging along in the league here. We've got a great squad down in Carolina. Just came fresh out of the bubble. Nice to breathe some freedom a little bit. That was an interesting time, but they did a great job with that. And I'm glad we got some playoff hockey in for the fans and for the players to be able to raise a cup. So, but yeah, I've been down in Raleigh now during school. I guess school is back on for the little ones, and just hanging out. Waiting for hopefully another start to another season, and hopefully our group can have a better push.
Stalzy, when you were in the bubble, was your family allowed to be with you there, or were you just the players?
Yeah, there was no family at the time. I think the longer you went, you were able to bring in your family. I think it was the Eastern Conference and the semis. So I think it was when you were able to bring your families in if you wanted to. And I think that I've heard a few families that ended up going there and hanging out in hotel rooms and doing your thing there. But I wasn't fortunate enough to stay there long enough to have to go through that.
I love it. All right, Cookie. What about you, man? We know you got some good things happening in your life, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, obviously been out of the game for 5 years now, and a few years back started a off-ice training business in Minnesota, kind of targeting high school hockey players because it's the mecca of hockey, apparently. And so we've been successful. I'm up to about 110 athletes. Probably 30 or 40 of them will go on and play Division I hockey. And so that's keeping me active and young and interested. My oldest, Gabby, and her husband, Curtis, he's actually in residency for to be an orthopedic surgeon, and they're in Thunder Bay. So of all the places,
no way.
He's,
Crap, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's in residency in Thunder Bay. And so they live there, and actually Michelle's been up there for almost a month now because of the baby. So she had to self-isolate for 2 weeks before the baby was born.
Nice. That's awesome.
Full circle. I was telling Brad last week, but my daughter's been at a few events where Jordan's sister-in-law's cakes and cupcakes have been
mini cakes by Nat. Oh, they're delicious too. Yeah, you can't have too many of those. It'll get right to the barrel, but they are good. Oh, that's funny. Small world, man.
Yeah. Funny.
Cool.
And my daughter is 18, Reese, and she's a sophomore at the University of Minnesota. And then obviously Jackson, he's a junior in high school, and we travel the U.S. for baseball.
That's awesome.
Hey, real quick, a follow-up there on Jackson. I know he was at my camp like years ago. He was a little tight then. I don't think he's a little tight now. But how about you guys for him? He never really got into hockey. You've been more of a baseball family with him so far. And where's he looking at some school so far?
Well, it was in Pittsburgh that he transitioned from being a hockey player to and I think it was actually Talbot, but he was on the ice with Talbot, and he – Jackson was always wrestling with the guys in the locker room. Well, Talbot got him on the ice and, beat the living snot out of him. Chirped that it was my kid on 24/7, and then he didn't want to play hockey anymore. So
come on.
I'm only kidding, but
I hope so. I'm starting to feel bad.
No.
Remember we brought these guys over to PNC Park for a little BP?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, man. I remember they had some pretty decent swings,
Yeah, Talbot was a little around the ball. You were supposed to be inside the ball. He was like cast out, bring it back in, get the barrel, to the ball.
Hey, you know what? I played one season baseball, and now I'm coaching my kid. Actually, I'm a baseball coach right now.
No way.
My son Jackson, also his name is, and he just started to play ball. So it's an awesome sport. I just love it being in a ballpark. It's great, but I know nothing. I'll call you.
Call me, bro. Call me. If you need some. I just remember when we were there hitting. I remember Sid was hitting too, and in the group. Remember, I was going through the group, and I'm like, all right, you take 7, Talbot, Stalzy, Cooke, everybody like 7 swings, and then Sid was in there for like 100 swings. Remember, he wouldn't leave the cage till he homered. I'm like, all right, I didn't know he'll be there.
I think Bannister threw out his arm. He threw so many pitches to Sid.
Yeah, I think he did.
And then I remember the Flower, man, classic Flower. He let everybody go, right? It's like barely enough time. right? He takes a couple swings. He actually had a pretty nice swing.
No, he did.
But, always the gentleman.
Yeah.
Hey, well, while we have you guys on too, I mean, I got my Penn shirt on because Dana Hines gave it to me years ago. I said, this is my one opportunity that maybe I can wear it without. It has Casey on the back. You can't wear that in public. You know what I mean? You can't wear that in public. So I was like, I can't wear that out. But, I think we all remember back to that 2009 team. I think this city, you guys will always be, legendary for what you did, that winter and how amazing it was. For all you guys, could you just take us back a little bit and give us a memory from that season, like what you guys take here 11 years later, looking back at that team?
Stalzy?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good memories. I mean, just seeing these guys' faces, starts flooding back. But yeah, I mean, I remember just obviously for one, you can't win anything without having a good group of guys, and we had a great room. It was just a lot of fun. I mean, we had a bunch of characters that just made it enjoyable to go to the rink, and we started putting together a good run at the end of the season, and it kind of rolled into the playoffs. And I mean, we were down a lot. We were close to being out of it, a couple game sevens, and stuff just kind of clicked the right way. And when you got a clutch performer like Talbot for game 7, and that's it, right? So we had an unbelievable time. The whole process of it is the best part. I mean, obviously winning is another level, but just the day-to-day grind of the playoffs and how much you watch the fans and everyone part of it, it keeps growing, and it's just so much fun, and that's what every player craves, and that's what I'm still chasing, and it's memories that I will never forget for sure.
Yeah, and I haven't forgotten old Stalsy had a pretty big goal there in Game 6. I don't think I ever saw the big guy get so excited.
No one cares about Game 6. It's always Game 7.
Hey, we wouldn't have gotten the Game 7 without Game 6.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
So, Cookie?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll let you have the glory because you deserve it. I think I agree with Jordan. I mean, not a lot of people realize we were 10th in January. And it wasn't because we didn't have a good team. It wasn't because it was just we were all stuck. And unfortunately, a really good coach had to be let go in Michel Therrien. And, I respect him to the nines. But Dan came in, and the only thing we changed was how we broke out. Everything else was just go out and play. You guys are good. And he freed up all of our guys to go out and be themselves and kind of blossom as a young group. And, I like to think that, they lost in Game 6 the year before to Detroit. And in that same moment in Pittsburgh, in the Igloo, we came through, obviously, with a huge win. And anything happens in Game 7, as we know. And just a lot of fun, a lot of memories during and even after, and still goes on today. And special group, as Stalzy said, and just fun time to be a part of.
Yeah, to me, it goes back, like, you can take away 4 years prior to that when we started, like all the guys, like the group, the core group of this team was built around obviously Sid and Malkin and Stalzy and Flower. And we all kind of grew up together at the same time. And that season, I feel when Dan came in was just Dan Bosmo. I just started to have such a good time. He brought freed us up a little bit and brought us some good games after the practices and stuff, crazy stuff we do for shootout and Mustache Boy, yeah, Cookie. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like everything, and you guys' line was just so good these series, like this playoff, like with TK, and you guys were just, I think, the third best line I ever played with. It was awesome, and for us, it's after that, it's the parade and the cup parties and the whole summer. Like this is just, the winning's fun, but I mean, the celebrations afterward are pretty cool also.
Swimming in Mario's pool with the cup was pretty cool.
That was
cool. Yeah. In his fountain in my underwear with Billy G.
I may have joined you on that.
And Hall Gill. Good times.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a great memory for me was just I've been a chaplain half a year. Bringing a new coach, and it's Dan Bilesma, who was a childhood friend of mine. Grew up in my same small town. We went to the same church together, and a great guy. And I'm going to make sure he sees this. We're actually going to tape this tonight. So if anybody's listening, have some friends saying, man, I wish they were watching, we'll send you the link after this, because I'm sure he would love hearing about all this as well. But how about Haiti?
Yeah, why don't we'll change gears a little bit, right? We'll change gears a little bit to PKF, and one of the big reasons we're all together tonight, which is great, and the Pittsburgh Kids Foundation, and all the things that Brad's done for Pittsburgh, but especially over in Haiti. I know we've all had the opportunity to go over to Haiti and see the wonderful things that are done with IDADEE and the orphanage over there, and the hospital that's been built, and the Joshua House, and the new vocational school that's going in. And the school that's there too. So I want to go back. I know Talbot, you, me, and Rupper went right after the earthquake there. We ended up going down to Cap Haitian with Brad, the IDADEE, and what an experience that was, brother. I mean, I remember the one night I'd never been so hot in my life. I'm like, oh my God, it's like 115 degrees at 3 a.m. And we had the fan going with the generator, and remember the government turned the power out or something. I remember jumping up, and you were like, Case, what's going on? I was like, I think the power's off, man. But I know now it's like 150 degrees. You and me were trying to fix the generator. You know what I mean? That one night. But I mean, it was what for you guys? When I look back at that time, so many stories to tell. But what for you, Talbot? Let's start with you, since we went down there together, you, me, and Rupper. What for you has been so great about this program, PKF, and just your experience going to Haiti and being with the Haitian people? What was that like for you?
Well, prior to that, I can say that Brad really helped kind of put my life like in a way where, I was not growing up like Christian or anything. And when Brad came to the team, it was just a place for me to, talk with the guys, and this idea of going down was it was at the start, at that time, right after the earthquake, it was a crazy time to go down there. Yeah. And we just jumped in the trip. We're like, yeah, let's do it. Like out of I don't know, it's just kind of, let's go, let's do it. And I still have so many fresh memory from that trip. I did some cool trips with some buddies, like travel in Europe, whatever. And I don't think there's one trip that kind of marked my life as much as this trip in Haiti. I still have the ringtone in my phone of these girls singing at night.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, it was just the most beautiful voice I ever seen. It was middle of the night, pitch dark, and these little girls were singing some songs. It was just walking with you to go get, walk in the forest and stuff. I got so many fresh memories in my head from that trip. Well, that picture is just awesome too. These guys obviously never played hockey, but we showed up there, with sticks, and it was life-changing for me, and hopefully it was life-changing for some of these guys also, some of these orphans. So,
hey, Talbot, I got a picture we want to show you real quick. Hey, Roger, can you show the picture of Talbot holding that little baby?
Yeah.
So this little guy, I don't know if you guys remember, there's Rupper in the background, was a little guy that had just been brought to one of our 3 children's homes there. His name was Carter. He had a twin sister, Cassie. Has a twin sister, Cassie. And they came because they tested positive for HIV, for AIDS, which is a huge problem down there. And the mother knew that she didn't have the means to take care of Carter and his sister, so she just left them at the hospital. And we found out about that. But I'll tell you what, amazing story here. Carter and Cassie are thriving. You got that next picture of Carter? There he is.
Wow.
Okay, there's Carter now.
Oh my
and
God.
Man, he is so full of life. But check out his shirt. We were just looking through our pictures, man. He's got the Penn's Stanley Cup shirt on there with Sid on the front. So
that's awesome.
Became a fan. But, there's just so many stories like that. Just miraculous stories of, God intervening in kids' lives. And the big takeaway from our trip was, we were there, the orphanage wasn't done yet. It was just getting started. We didn't have the funding to finish it. And I remember just being in our room late that night, man, last night, none of us could sleep. And we're just saying, man, we got to get this thing done.
Yeah.
And we came back, and Max put together a big fundraiser, which finished the whole first floor of the orphanage. And Case was a big part of that, and continues to be. And we were able to move kids into the orphanage. for the first time. And now there's 42 kids living in that children's home that are just thriving, and they're in a great school. And there it is now. I mean, you can see that then and now. So you guys, all of you guys, have continued to stay involved in what's going on and have had a big role in all this and making it happen. The energy, from the trips that we came back, articles in the paper and people getting excited was really a great thing. So that was the first trip. And then the second trip was maybe a year after. And actually Jordan was the first one that said to me, I'm going on that first trip. And he had an ankle injury. And it's the only time that I ever got one of those calls from Dan Bilesman saying, hey, Brad, man, you're not taking Jordan down to Haiti with you right now. He'd had surgery. I was really nervous about it. Could have gotten infected. So he was the catalyst for the second trip, really, he and Cookie. And one of the things Case and I were laughing about was when Max and Case went down after the earthquake, things were crazy. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into. I didn't give them a whole lot of information. We flew into Haiti on this really tiny little puddle jumper plane, Air Salsa,
That's true.
I've never been so scared in my life. I'm like, this is a terrible idea.
They went out of business a couple of weeks later because they had plane trips, right? But this trip, Jim Bouchard from S-Mark donated his private plane for us.
First class, baby.
In Staal. And one of the things I remember is Cookie, man, he just went crazy with the hockey equipment. I mean, the whole plane was filled with hockey equipment. There was this goalie equipment. And I'm thinking, man, it's 100 degrees in Haiti, man. I don't know if he realizes that. They're not going to want to put that stuff on, but, man, they, fought over the goalie equipment, all right? But the best thing, do you remember this, Cookie, those blue T-shirts they have on?
Yeah, so if I could tell the story, that summer, obviously, we're all super tight, 21 of 22 of Jordan's teammates are at his wedding and in Thunder Bay. And, right in the middle of speeches, it gets announced that he's been traded to Carolina. And we all have to go take a moment. And I've never seen we cried before in being happy, but that was like a moment that we all had together. And crazy enough, later in the summer is when we're going to go. And there's all these Staal T-shirts that the Penguins really aren't going to sell. And so they were like, here, take them. So I think we had 200 T-shirts, some ridiculous amount of Staal T-shirts. I mean, I'm sure they're still probably floating around.
Kids walking around. Staal He's big time down there.
Yeah, that's great.
So it was funny. We had donations from Reebok, obviously, but we also, Wilson donated a bunch of soccer balls. And I'll never forget the kids running up, and Brad had said, keep it close. If you just give them free reign, they're going to take 10. So we kind of hoarded them up in the men's dorm, basically, and they'd come up one at a time. And, oh, Matt, can we have a soccer ball? And you give a soccer ball, and 5 minutes later, they'd be back. They probably went and sold it, but good for them, being resourceful. So, yeah, amazing.
So, one thing a little bit different about the second trip was, Matt's wife, Michelle, daughter Gabby went, and Jordan's wife Heather went, which was really cool for them to get to experience that trip together. If you're looking at that picture, that's Matt's wife, far left, his daughter Gabby behind her holding a little girl, and then Heather on the far right in the sunglasses. But Jordan, as you and Heather reminisce, Jordan and Heather have stayed heavily involved in the mission in Haiti since that trip. What were some of the things that you really remember from that trip, Jordan?
I mean, those guys were saying before, I do remember how hot it was, that's for sure. Literally, I think I started sweating as I stepped off the plane, and I didn't stop till I got back on. But I do remember how well we were taken care of. The food was great. The kids were awesome. I mean, that was the main thing. I mean, we had so much fun just playing games, playing hockey, and how amazing they were with the soccer ball. I couldn't believe it. I think we watched one of their league games in the orphanage, and everyone was kind of crowding around watching them, and those guys were magicians with their feet. I couldn't believe it. I would be stumbling all over my feet if I had to do something like that. But then I think we checked out IDADEE, and I think it was just had a couple kids rolling into it, and how beautiful that area was. And now, I mean, what it's grown into is I'm just very proud to be a part of it. And I'm going to continue to be a part of it. And it's just amazing to see. I mean, Brad's always told me all the stories, and it's hard obviously to keep up with all the kids and what's going on. But, I get to admit how amazing these kids are growing up and what they're doing and the impact that Christ had in their lives. It's awesome. And I'm just very proud to be part of it. And it was an awesome trip. Myself and Heather just really, really couldn't have asked for a better experience and more blessed, a blessed man to help us get to do that and be a part of something special.
Now, Case, you've been back 3 or 4 times, and you've had your 2 oldest boys down there with us. Tell us a little bit about your experience in Haiti with the boys. How was that for them?
That was awesome. Going down with, my first time going down with Talbot and Rupper, could really nothing was there. I mean, it's amazing to look at those pictures and see the just the dirt that was there before IDADEE was built. I mean, it's just, I remember sitting up on the hill. I think Talbot and Rupper and you, Brad, I think we just hiked a really long hike, and then we came back to look at the orphanage. I remember sitting up on the hill being exhausted, looking down at that saying, wow, it's amazing to think one day that's going to be an orphanage. You know what I mean? That's and then when I took my kids back a few years ago, my son Andrew and Jake, we went there and we were a part of the Surf City, Haiti, where we take the kids down to the beach and do the games on the site. I mean, to see that place humming and the 40 kids that are there and the people that take care of them, to see the church that's there, and then to see the hospital that's there, and then the vocation, just the stuff that's happened, Brad, since that picture is absolutely phenomenal. Like, to look at it now is unbelievable. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to see what God's doing there as far as like really impacting, the landscape there, and that where I know I've given money and you guys have all given money too. Like, for all the people that give money to PKF and all the people that give money to the people in Haiti, like, it really is so tangible. You can see it, smell it, touch it, see the impact that it has on so many people. So that was the biggest take I got back from when I took my kids there this time, because, I was really, as a father, able to see them be so impacted as they are to this day of just the trip that we took.
Yeah. Hey, man. I just looked at my clock, man. We're having such a good time. I'm going to be in the doghouse with Talbot's wife, Cynthia, and Jordan's wife, Heather, man, if we don't call this to a close. I hate to have to do it. But, I look at the screen, and what I see are, 4 guys that I love, and what I love about them are their hearts. You guys are big-hearted guys. Over the years, you've been such an encouragement to me, man, when the chips were down in Haiti and we didn't think we're going to get things done, organizing trips. And I really appreciate that. And I want you guys to know that this has been a team effort, and you guys are essential to the team. And, I know you've had other stuff going on, man. Talbot's over in Russia, doing his thing. And just really good to be together tonight. And I just want to say thank you for you guys taking time out of a busy schedule and taking some time to reminisce. And for those of you guys watching, man, we need more big-hearted people. The needs in Haiti are bigger than ever. They're going through a time right now that is probably equally as rough as post-earthquake with the COVID-19 and the political situation. So I say, man, join us, right? We're in this together for good, guys. We're in it forever to good, and we'd love to have some other folks be a part of this. Hey, I'm gonna pray real quick. I just feel led to do that, and we're gonna send these guys on their way. Father, we just thank you so much for your faithfulness to us. I thank you for these guys. I thank you for what they mean to our city. I thank you for just the amazing moments they provided on the ice, but I thank you more for what they did off the ice. And I think all of us knew that it was a special group of people that made up that team. I think for Dan and his leadership, and we just thank you for such a great group of guys to root for. I thank you for the willingness to open up their hearts to our city, to do so many things with their foundations and all things that are going on. I think that they had the guts, the courage to head down to Haiti, and I thank you for the difference that they've made down there and continue to make down there. I just pray that you bless each and every one of these guys, their kids, little Walker, Cookie's grandson, and I pray that we'd be able to have a reunion down in Haiti someday with all the wives and kids. Lord, we thank you for tonight. Thank you for the Pittsburgh Kids Foundation and the way that that's brought us all together. Thank you for Case and his leadership. Pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, thanks, guys, man. And I'm amazed at how the time got away from us. It's a good thing I checked my watch here, man. We would have gone 2 hours. But I remember that feeling. I mean, I love putting the kids to bed, but it's a lot of work. So Talbot's thinking,
I can hear them shut up.
Yeah, we can keep going if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let Cynthia do the work tonight.
Hey, take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Great to see you. Great to catch up, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, fellas. Great seeing you guys.
See you,
Great seeing you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad. See you
All
again.
right.